Hey there, what's this thing about church hurt? Have you heard that term, church hurt? Well, I'm Danielle Burnock from DanielleBurnock.com. Love yourself from Survive to Thrive, that lady on the internet who loves you. And I want to talk about that for a minute today. Church hurt has become kind of a prevalent term out there. It didn't become a term until 2017 by a pastor who coined that phrase about things happening within the confines of the church and people getting hurt by it. But church hurt is really a very broad subject. And people throw it around quite freely without understanding the broadness of the topic. I want to put it into a different picture for you. Because church hurt is hurt that happens in the location and confines of the church or the program of the church or the people who are attached to the church or something. But there's also hospital hurt or work hurt or neighborhood hurt, which would say the same thing, convey the same thing, that it's within the confines of those structures. And it can be so vast, the difference between, man, you hurt my feelings, to, it's like death and life. Example, in medicine, okay? You go to the doctor treats you with disrespect. You're like, I am never going back to that doctor again. I've had them like that. I've had them call me a liar before. I've had them tell me that what's wrong with me is all in my head and I'm making it up. That's being hurt by the medical profession. But that's not the same as, someone who goes for surgery and they come out of surgery and there's a piece of equipment left in their body. Or like a story in The Body Keeps the Score by Dr. Vanderkolk. There was a lady who went in for surgery and the anesthesia did not fully work on her. It made her so she was not present. She couldn't speak and things like that, but she felt the entire thing of the surgery and it traumatized her. That's a big difference from my other example. So there's the same thing within the confines of church hurt, because there's really church hurt, which is just the big, vast thing of where it came from, which you could say again, like work hurt or hospital hurt or surgery hurt or whatever, where it took place and who it was connected to. But we're not going to destroy all of the hospitals because someone got hurt by it. And we don't want to destroy all the churches because someone got hurt there. I got hurt in the church, but I still love Jesus because he came and he healed me. But it wasn't as simple as someone was not nice to me. There is church hurt, and then there's what I call church trauma, is the way I differentiate between that. But when I researched that, that's not how the world out there talks about it. They describe what I call church trauma as religious trauma, that it's something that happens within the confines of a religion, any religion, not just mine. I follow Jesus, but within the confines of even other religions that leave a person traumatized. That's a wound. That's not being angry. That's not, someone offending you. You're left with a wound that needs to be healed, or you can't go forward healthy. You can't go forward whole. That's a big difference between being hurt and being traumatized. And there's a thing that people can develop after religious trauma called religious trauma syndrome, which could be compared to PTSD. So it's a thing. So if you're one of those ones that just happens to dismiss this church hurt, why is everyone talking about that? It's a thing, but it's very broad. So we need to find where the things are going, especially if it's affecting you. How is it affecting you? But then there was a third thing that fits within here when dealing with church hurt, and that's what's called spiritual trauma. That's a little bit different. Religious trauma is a person was traumatized within the confines of religion in some way, which is also very broad. And I'm not here to define all of that. But then there's spiritual trauma, which is or not instead of, it might be in addition to. It's probably addition to the religious trauma, which is, the wound in your mind and in your soul and in your brain and in your body, and you have all the traumatic reactions because you've been traumatized. But spiritual trauma affects you spiritually. It attacks the very core of your life existence and can make you question your very life. Your this word is hard to say. Existential. Why is it hard for me to say that? But part of my spiritual trauma, I was spiritually traumatized through religious trauma, which was a part of church hurt, and I did have some of that religious trauma syndrome. So I have touched all of these with my life, but they're not all the same thing. But no matter what they all are, people can get healed of them, but it starts with, do you want to heal or do you want to complain? That's what I was thinking about, this church hurt. A lot of people throwing that term around, just wanting to, they want to bitch and moan. So is that what you want to do? Or do you want to heal? Do you want to help others heal? I want to be solution-minded. I got healed of this in my life. And I want to help other people heal. I want to help them identify where their issues are coming from so they can live a thriving life. That's why I'm that lady on the internet who loves you. That's why I want to say go from survive to thrive, because I want you to thrive physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. Spiritual trauma is awful. It's awful. Trauma is awful. It's just awful. But getting healed of it is awesome. And so I want you to listen to this again. What one of those, where do you land in those? What is your understanding of those? And would you like more information on this? I know people in the different aspects of these kinds of trauma and hurt that I'm considering putting together a panel or a summit or something to help people understand and find the way to healing. So if you are interested in learning more about these things and in finding solutions to these things and bringing healing to these things, then please comment here. Contact me. Let me know. Because if there are people out there who want answers, I want to deliver them, because I had to dig them up for myself. I didn't have anyone coming to me bringing answers to me. I had to go dig them up for myself. And so I want to provide that if you are wanting to receive that. And I do this because I love you. And so till next time,